Imagine a woman who carried the weight of her sins like chains, a grandmother who became a killer, and a soul who faced death row with a quiet, unsettling calm. Velma Barfield's story is not just a tale of crime and punishment, it's a mirror reflecting the darkest corners of human nature. But within her story lies a profound lesson. The power of self-control, the resilience to face our demons, and the stoic strength to confront the inevitable. This is not just her story. This is our story. Velma Barfield, known infamously as the death row grandma, was a woman who lived a life steeped in tragedy, addiction, and ultimately, violence. She poisoned 4 people, including her own mother, and became the first woman executed in the United States after the reinstatement of the death penalty in 1976. Her story is one of moral failure, yes, but it is also a story of redemption, resilience, and the quiet strength of the human spirit. As we examine her life, we are confronted with a question that echoes through the ages. How do we face the consequences of our actions? How do we confront the darkest parts of ourselves and still find a way to move forward? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers us a path, a way to navigate the chaos of our emotions and the weight of our mistakes. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the external world, but we can control our reactions to it. Epictetus, the former slave-turned-philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Velma Barfield's life was a series of uncontrollable events, abuse, addiction, and despair. Yet, in her final days, she displayed a stoic acceptance of her fate. She did not rage against the inevitable. Instead, she found a quiet strength, a resilience that allowed her to face her execution with dignity. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Velma's story is a stark reminder of the destructive power of unchecked emotions, anger, fear, and desperation. But it is also a testament to the transformative power of self-control. In her final moments, she chose to accept responsibility for her actions, to seek forgiveness, and to face her end with a stoic calm. We, too, face our own battles, our own destructive emotions, our own mistakes. The Stoics remind us that we are not defined by what happens to us, but by how we respond. Seneca, the Roman Stoic, wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." Velma's life was a series of failures, but her final act was one of courage. She showed us that even in the face of our darkest moments, we can choose to rise above our emotions, to take control of our minds, and to face our fate with dignity. Her legacy is not just one of crime and punishment. It is a legacy of resilience, of the human capacity for change, and of the stoic strength to confront the inevitable. We are all flawed. We all carry the weight of our mistakes. But like Velma, we have the power to choose how we carry that weight. Let us take inspiration from her story. Let us strive for self-control, for resilience, and for the courage to face our own demons. Let us remember the words of the Stoics, "The obstacle is the way." Our struggles, our failures, our darkest moments, they are not the end. They are the path to becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Velma Barfield's life was a tragedy, but her final act was a lesson in stoic strength. Let us learn from her. Let us choose to rise above our emotions, to take control of our minds, and to face our own challenges with the same quiet dignity. This is the power of Stoicism. This is the power within us all. Velma Barfield's journey did not end with her crimes. It did not end with her arrest, her trial, or even her execution. In many ways, her story only truly began when she was forced to confront the consequences of her actions. It was in those final years, months, and days on death row that she demonstrated something extraordinary, the capacity for transformation. The Stoics believed that true freedom lies in the mastery of the self. They taught that no matter how dire our circumstances, we retain the power to choose our attitude, our perspective, and our actions. Viktor Frankl, a modern thinker deeply influenced by Stoic principles, wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing. The last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." Velma Barfield, in her final days, chose her way. She chose to accept responsibility. She chose to seek forgiveness. She chose to face her execution not with defiance or despair, but with a quiet, stoic resolve. In doing so, she showed us that even the most broken among us can find a measure of peace, even in the face of the ultimate adversity. But what does this mean for us? How do we apply these lessons to our own lives? We may not be on death row, but we all face our own prisons, prisons of fear, regret, anger, and despair. The Stoics remind us that these prisons are often of our own making. They are built brick by our unchecked emotions, our refusal to accept what we cannot change, and our failure to take control of what we can. Consider the words of Epictetus, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Velma Barfield's crimes were born out of a lack of self-mastery, a surrender to her darkest impulses. But in her final days, she reclaimed that mastery. She showed us that it is never too late to take control of our minds, to choose a different path, and to face our fate with dignity. We, too, can reclaim that mastery. We can choose to rise above our destructive emotions. We can choose to accept what we cannot change and to focus our energy on what we can. We can choose to face our challenges with courage, resilience, and grace. This is not easy. The Stoics never promised an easy path. They promised only that the path would be worth it. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Our struggles, our failures, our darkest moments, they are not obstacles to be avoided. They are opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Velma Barfield's story is a reminder that we are all capable of both great evil and great redemption. It is a reminder that no matter how far we fall, we can always choose to rise again. It is a reminder that the power to change lies within us, not in our circumstances, but in our minds. Let us take this lesson to heart. Let us strive to live as Stoics, not in the sense of suppressing our emotions, but in the sense of mastering them. Let us strive to face our challenges with courage, to accept what we cannot change, and to take control of what we can. Let us strive to live with dignity, no matter what life throws our way. Velma Barfield's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It is a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we have the power to choose how we respond. Let her legacy inspire us to embrace the principles of Stoicism, to cultivate self-control, resilience, and the courage to face our own challenges with dignity. If this message resonates with you, share it with others. Let us build a community of individuals committed to mastering their minds and living with purpose. And remember, the obstacle is the way. The path is not easy, but it is ours to walk. And in walking it, we find our true strength. The screen fades to black with the words, "What stands in the way becomes the way." The final image is a single candle burning in the darkness, symbolizing the light of resilience and self-mastery in the face of life's challenges. This script is designed to leave the audience with a sense of empowerment and introspection, urging them to reflect on their own lives and the choices they make. It ties Velma Barfield's story to universal Stoic principles, creating a narrative that is both deeply personal and profoundly philosophical.